Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Just everyone knows that today's service is being live streamed, and we are live right now. So, what you say is actually going live. Thank you.
Without a name. Good morning, and welcome to the service of the late Anthony Lote. I am Judy Boyle from Whitsunday Funerals, and it's a great honour to be here today for Tony's family. We have come here today to pay our last respects and bid farewell to Tony, our loved one, our friend. We are not going to pretend that life is always easy. Tony, just like each of us, encountered many instances and events from day to day which lead us to reflect on the harshness of life. At times we may be tempted to say life can be unfair. The reality of life is that there are many shadows and valleys which affect all of us from time to time, and there are challenges in our lives we all must meet. The death of a loved one, no matter the circumstances relating to death, always comes as a shock, even we are aware of our time as a living being is limited. We are filled with shock and disbelief and overwhelming sadness. I would now like to call the family forward to deliver the eulogy.
Thanks, Judy. Just to start a couple of things off, you're looking at the colours that we're all wearing today. Some may or may not know that Lote was colourblind. And there was one part in his life there where Dominic chased all over the world for a pair of these U-Butte glasses that you can get to help the colourblind people out, thinking that it might have been a bit of a gimmick or something, didn't you, Dom? But to show you, this is the old, we don't carry paper much anymore. Something that Anthony put on Facebook a while ago when he first got these glasses. And this is quote, "Hey up, a shout out to my lad Dom. A year and a half ago on my birthday, he surprised me with a very special gift. It was something we had talked about for years, and it was too expensive for me to even consider, and I always had some excuse for not following up. Well, he did a great deal of research and ended up buying me a gift from the States. A few of you will know I'm very, very colourblind, and a lot of people have taken the piddle out of me over the years. You know what Anthony would have liked, you know exactly what he would have said. Taken the piddle out of me over many years, playing tricks on him regarding colours. Mine is red, green and blue, especially red. Yep, he got me a pair of on-chroma glasses. For anyone who's not familiar with the name, they are a fantastic product for helping colourblind people see colours they couldn't see before. And bloody hell, they work. An example I'll give you of this, we've been in Bowen for quite a while, and it wasn't until I had them on that I realised the gardens along the main street were full of red flowers. Bloody beautiful. And that there are so many different reds. Anyway, if anyone watches YouTube videos of people wearing these glasses for the first time, the emotions are real. So thank you, Dom, for what I consider my superpower, colour. It's taken me a long time to put my feelings into words, mate, and I think it may be because every time I put them on, I learn something new about the world of colour. That's Lote, wasn't it? Hey? They bloody work. You little beauty. How's them glasses, Lote? None of your business. Mind your own business, he'd say. Our Lote was born into this world in Townsville on July 28, 1957, to loving parents, Ernie and Lily Lote. Anthony's arrival brought tremendous joy to his parents, and his early days were spent being nurtured by his brother Tim and doting sister Dottie. Eventually, the Lote family moved to Collinsville, growing in size with the arrival of siblings David, Joanna and Bob. A lot of blackouts in Collinsville and things like that. Ernie and Lily instilled so many great and beautiful qualities in all of their children, but today we fondly remember the joy and happiness that he brought to so many people, forever changed for the better by his infectious smile and endearing personality. After finishing school, Lote gained a trade with Collinsville Coal as a fitter and turner, going on to share his skills and experience as a mentor and friend to many apprentices. It was also around this time in 1974 that Lote and Cole first hooked up, forming what would become a lifetime bond that would never be broken. 5 years later, in 1979, Lote and Cole made a plan to tie the knot in a wild way with family and a few crazy Collinsville friends. Everyone was excited. We were organised and going to have a great time. What could go wrong? A few people here realise what happened. Well, on the day of the wedding, the hairdresser was a no-show. Lucky Widow and Julie did a great job instead. The bride left her shoes at the unit and had to go and get them. Lote and the groomsmen had to borrow safety pins from the local fire station to fix their flowers on their suits. I was going to say that big word there, but I can't speak French, Cole. Boutonnieres. To their jackets, 5 lads drove aimlessly around surfers on the Gold Coast looking for the reception. But most importantly, everyone had a great time celebrating Cole and Lote's wedding. And so it was there that their life began at 7 Belmore Street in Collinsville with a couple of wallabies. Yep. Interesting it would prove to be. At the ripe old age of 22, Lote became a permanent member of the Goody family. I reckon you'd effectively double the population of Collinsville then when he did that. Slotted in as brother to all, and second dad to Colleen's sisters, Patsy, Tracy and Susie, who together with Cole, he affectionately called his Goody girls. Ever the patient man, these girls couldn't make him lose his cool, though it wasn't for lack of trying. Lote also became a loved brother to Cole's sisters, Elaine and Kathy. How good was he? Elaine and Kathy lived in Western Australia and the Northern Territory and didn't have a lot of contact with family in Queensland, but it didn't matter. It didn't take much for Lote to win your love, as he was such a beautiful man. Lote loved family, and his life path was to become a family man and would forever protect and love those close to him, which is exactly what he did. Visits to Dottie's were a highlight of the week for Anthony and Cole, and while he never said anything to Dottie, he and Cole used to call these "give Alex a break" visits. Many a night would also be spent on Tim's veranda with Cole in tow, drinking into the early hours of the morning. Lote would also steal Dave's precious Holden to take Cole out, and under the guise of giving it a run, seeing as though Dave didn't have a licence and couldn't drive it. Lote also used to chauffeur Joanna all over Collinsville and wait patiently in the car, proper brotherly love, as well as dragging Cole all around Townsville to buy motifs for Bob's denim coat, an absolute necessity, as Bob needed to look cool. I think I remember that coat. I wanted one like that, but probably still got it, Lote. These memories are just a few examples that showed that nothing was too much trouble or too hard for Anthony when it came to family. But Lote's qualities didn't stop there, as he was also a man of many talents. Some of you may not know, but he was in fact a talented seamstress, making many a dress for Julie Hanlon to wear on her nights out. He was also a talented speedway co-driver for Bob Goody, probably the only one game enough to get in with Bob, and a meticulous clothes ironer for Cole and Lote's 3 musketeers. Somehow in all this chaos, he also managed to help his best mate Lex with life, the girls and anything else that popped up. Lote was also Mad Jono's weekend drinking partner / board game mate and Cole's "I can do whatever you want" man. But best of all, Lote was a dad to his own bundle of joy, Dominic Anthony Lote. Could life get any better? Well, as it turns out, yes it could. After 17 years of nurturing and raising his beloved son with Cole, Dom brought Jessica into his dad's life, who he lovingly nicknamed J-Girl. Thanks, Jenny and Arthur. One thing led to another, and as we all know, not long after, Dom and J-Girl brought a beautiful little girl, Bella, into the world. Lote now had a new title, Pop. Lote would now officially be Pop to Miss Bella, fondly called Missy and Scrumbelina. Adding to his list of already extensive talents, Pop also became the chief photographer and chief video man, also known as GoPro Pop, following this little girl's life. Lote also added driving instructor to J-Girl and swim teacher to Bella to his CV, all while still being the best dad to Dom and husband to Cole and mates to everybody that knew him. It's also worth mentioning here that Lote loved fishing, and many a weekend was spent at Murray Bay and Bowen. Typically this involved coal fishing while Lote detangled lines, replaced lost tackle and gutting fish, and every now and then he'd actually get to chuck his line in. He lived for his family and loved to spend time with them. But when our Pop became ill, life changed. However, sometimes bad can also bring good. And for the family, it was now our opportunity to love and care for him. It was our turn to repay this beautiful soul for all he had done and given over so many years. Although there were definitely some rough patches to endure, it was also a beautiful and deeply rewarding time. Remarkably, this sad time gave rise to some of our precious moments with Pop that we will treasure forever. Throughout Pop's illness, he became the focus of our lives. He made us laugh, he made us cry, but he made us happy most of all. Pop embraced his illness and continued bringing joy to those around him even while unwell. He also revealed some hidden medical skills that we didn't know he had. He diagnosed himself with Tourette's because he was doing a lot of effing towards the end of it, entertaining everybody, including the nurses and the doctors at the hospital, making everyone laugh. Entertaining us. Yep. Lote's ill health didn't stop his penchant for buying things, nor his like of giving things nicknames as well. He purchased a comfort pillow and he called it Bloke, and became the proud owner of a wheelchair that he called Binky, thanks to Dom, of course complete with its own personalised Binky number plates. Lote was a special friend to Tony, Annie, Gordon, myself, and play friend to Tracy. He cherished everyone. He also adopted himself a second son, Dom's mate Lockie, who he loved and appreciated. Pop was the main man in what he called his A-team, and while we may have been Pop's carers in his later life, we all knew who the real boss was, which of course he let everybody know all the time who the boss was. Where did I get to? Pop was always our main man, and although he was no longer physically with us, we know he always will be in our hearts and by our sides. Reminders of his love and legacy surround us all, and there will not be a day go by when we won't have a Pop moment. We must cherish these moments and be happy in those moments. Most of all, we must remember how lucky we all are to have been touched and included in this beautiful man's life. Pop, be loved by all. Just one other thing before I finish here is normally you go to put flower petals on Pop's bed, but over the last few months, 6 months, Lote developed his taste a little bit better, or a little bit worse, but he developed a love for Cocoa Pops. As you can see the packet sitting there, so when you come up here to sprinkle some flowers on Pop's bed, don't be surprised when you reach into the bowl and there's Cocoa Pops in there. That's what we're going to use today, because he loved them so much. Thank you very much, folks.
Looking around, I could imagine what Anthony would say right here at the moment, what's all the fuss about? But a person who put everybody else ahead of himself, who could make a room full of unhappy people happy, the man had an ability that very few people have. Some of the funnier things that he would say and do, can't repeat, because there are children here. But one thing that I do remember is Easter, and not happy Easter, how are you, anything like that. Text message comes through, where's me egg? So that just gives you an idea. Gordon and Anne are great friends with Anthony as well, and they've wrote a little note here. It's got a bit of a funny end to it. So the first time I met Tony, lived in Collinsville. He was a bloke walking across the road holding the hand of a little boy, Dom. The first thing I thought was, how does this little fellow with the biggest mullet of blonde hair, and the bloke had bugger all hair? Must be the mother. Anthony introduced himself and Dom, and after meeting, we became great acquaintances, good friends. When we moved to Bowen, lo and behold, Lote's family moved to Bowen as well. Tony would regularly drop in, say hello with a pie and a Coke in his hand, and would sometimes leave the pie packet on the counter just to get a bite out of Anne. Worked every time. He'd go off with a big grin to say, my work is done here. We'll remember Tony fondly as a great mate to Colleen, a loving dad and a very proud pop. Came across as a grumpy bugger with a heart of gold. We'll miss you, Lote. That sums it up a fair bit about Anthony, how he is. He would always try to trick you, have a joke with you, make sure that if you weren't feeling too great, he'd make it better for you. And he has left the world, but a better place for all of us to be, remembering how he is and what a great man he is. I could say a few more things, but I'll get into trouble. But yeah, we won't forget him at all.
Bring this down. Probably should start off with, how the bloody hell are ya? Because that's what we probably heard the most, eh? My name's Stacey. Some of you know me Jones. Everyone Lote's age would know me as Oliver. Something that Lote and Col have always shown me, and my sister Kimmy, is that family isn't always blood, it's about love. So I'm truly honoured to have been asked to read Col's words to Lote. My Lote, what can I say, mate? I know I can say this with my whole heart. I love you dearly, miss you immensely, remember you always, and cherish those 42 years, 5 months, and 6 days we had together. I thank you for allowing me to be the one you spent your life with, for trusting me to be your guardian angel and legend, as you called me. I thank you for the years you spent putting your heart and soul into helping me with my projects, and mate, let me tell you, there was plenty of them. You never played basketball, yet you became referee, groundsman, committee member, barbecue chef, and babysitter. You willingly became foster father to my endless array of orphaned animals that I'd bring home, regardless of how they treated you. You were my fishing buddy, or hook and sinker fixer, but however you want to look at it, you were by my side. Thank you for waiting for me to be by your side, to be holding your hand before you left our world to be reunited with Nana Lil, Funny Poppy and good old Lex. To my goody girls, thank you I couldn't have done any of this without you. In a nutshell, Lote, thank you for being my soulmate, my best friend, an incredible father to our son Dom, and the best pop to Bella, and the true love of my life. Enjoy the time until we meet again, beautiful man. You've earned the rest. Now would be when I would have my memories and share things with you, but the family have asked that we all keep that till we go back to Dom's house. They've set up GoPro Pop's GoPro, and they're going to ask us all to share our memories there.
Hello everyone, my name's Lote, I'm Dom's best mate. I'm going to read out some words on behalf of Dom today for his dad. Working out what to say has been one of the hardest things I've ever done. The words don't seem to want to come to me because I don't think it's possible to sum up how I feel about you in such a small amount of time. Dad, you are my friend, my idol and my hero, and you are loved by everyone who met you. You were truly one of a kind. I couldn't have asked for any more from a dad, and I'll miss everything about you. I'll miss the little things like our trips uptown and hearing you say how great it was just to be going for a drive with your lad. I'll miss walking out each morning to hear you say, "Morning, Chief." I'll miss your cheeky grin, your sense of humour, and your ability to turn anything bad to good. If I was having a bad day, you always knew just what to say, and on the off chance that you didn't, there was nothing a cold can of Coke together couldn't fix. But perhaps what I'll miss most are the things that we'll never get to do together and the memories we won't get to make. I know that you'll be up there watching over the rest of my journey through life and that you will guide me in the right direction, like you've always done. Dad, I wouldn't be the person I am today if it wasn't for your love, your advice, your care, and your friendship. My head still talks to you, my heart still looks for you, but my soul knows that you're at peace. I love you, Dad.
They were some beautiful words. Brings a tear to your eyes. I'd now like to direct your attention to the screen, and we're going to watch some photos out of Tony's life.
Goodbye, Norma Jean. No, I never knew you at all. You had the grace to hold yourself, but those around you crawled. They crawled out of the woodwork, and they whispered into your brain. They set you on the treadmill, and they made you change your name. And it seems to me you lived your life like a candle in the wind, never knowing who to cling to when the rain set in. And I would have liked to know you, but I was just a kid. Your candle burned out long before the legend ever did. Loneliness was tough, the toughest role you ever played. Hollywood created a superstar, and fame was the price you paid. Even when you died, oh, the press still hounded you. All the papers had to say was that Marilyn was found in the news. And it seems to me you lived your life like a candle in the wind, never knowing who to cling to when the rain set in. I would have liked to love you, but I was just a kid. The candle burned out long before the legend ever did. Goodbye, normal teen. Though I never knew you at all, you have the grace to hold yourself while those around you crawl. Goodbye, normal teen. From a young man in the 22nd row who sees you as something more than sexual, more than just our Marilyn Monroe. And it seems to me you lived your life like a candle in the wind, never knowing who to cling to when the rain set in. And I would have liked to love you, but I was just a kid. The candle burned out long before the legend ever did. The candle burned out long before the legend ever did.
Meet me in the middle of the day, let me hear you say everything's okay. Bring me southern kisses from your room. Meet me in the middle of the night, let me hear you say everything's alright. Let me smell the moon in your perfume. Oh, gods and years will rise and fall, and there's always something more. Lost in talk, I'll waste my time, and it's all been said before. While further down behind the masquerade, the tears are there. I don't ask for all that much, I just want someone to care. That's right now. Meet me in the middle of the day, let me hear you say everything's okay. Come on out beneath the shining sun. Meet me in the middle of the night, let me hear you say everything's alright. Sneak on out beneath the stars and run. Oh yeah, yes, oh yeah. It's king or queen, and we must go down now beyond the chandelier, where I won't have to speak my mind and you won't have to hear shreds of news and afterthoughts and complicated scenes will weather down behind the light and fade like magazines. Meet me in the middle of the day, let me hear you say everything's okay. Bring me southern kisses from your room. Hey, hey, you meet me in the middle of the night, let me hear you say everything's alright. Let me smell the moon in your perfume. Oh, now meet me in the middle of the day, let me hear you say everything's okay. Let me
We'll continue with the service. Tony's family and his friends are going to face some difficult times in the days and months ahead. The going will be hard for them, so please remember to be there for each other through the good and the bad. Be ready to take the time to listen to each other and to say and care for each other. Support each other as much as you are able. But be mindful there will also be times when they just need their own space as well. Tony was loved by his family and his many friends, and there will be a huge void in their hearts, and this void is always going to be there. They are going to miss him greatly, especially when they go fishing or when they look at his little motorised scooter that's just standing still. He will be remembered by them with great fondness, and their memories will stay close to their hearts. I would just like to say this for Colleen. If ever there is a tomorrow and we're not together, there is something you must always remember. You are braver than you believe, stronger than you seem, and smarter than you think. But the most important thing, even if we're apart, I'll always be with you. I'd now like to invite the girls to come forward and say a poem.
Hello everybody. Bella and I just put this poem together and we'd like to share it with you.
Do not think of him as gone away, his journey's just begun. Life holds so many chapters, this earth was only one.
Think of his view from up there. He sees our faces, he knows we care. He follows us throughout the day, so we aren't alone along the way.
Remember him with smiles, not tears, for the joy he brought us throughout the years. Don't dwell on thoughts that cause you pain, cry a little, for there is no shame.
For now we all feel much sorrow, but happiness will come tomorrow. Today he brings us all together, the love we feel we cannot measure.
Laugh at the things we used to do, and let your smiles bloom. Deep down we know he wouldn't want our hearts to be filled with gloom.
Although this step he had to make, a piece of our hearts he did take. Until we see him once again, our love for him will always remain.
For he is still living in the hearts of those he touched. For nothing loved is ever lost, and he was loved so very much.
Thank you. Okay, it's now time for some Cocoa Pops. So when you come up here, I've got a bowl here. If we run out, we've got the other box. And I suggest that we put them in the flowers because they are going to be cremated with Tony. He is taking them with him. So if you would like to come forward and place some in. The death of someone close is a part of us. No one else will ever call out quite the same responses. I don't know if that was a really good thing to say about Tony. The same actions, feelings or ideas. The death of someone close to us in the end is another chapter for each of our own stories. So here and now is the final act. In sorrow, but without fear, we say farewell to Tony, setting his spirit free. Earth to earth, ashes to ashes, dust to dust. What has been forever. Tony, may your journey be light and comforting. May you experience happiness and joy. The winds will speak to us of you. The waters will mention your name. The sun and the rain, first light and last light, will remind us that you had a certain way of being very dear to us. You go back to the land that you come from and beyond the waves, and we will watch for you from time to time. Now, as we look back over Tony's life as a completed whole, we ask what we each have received, what each of us want to continue in our lives, and what we want to now lay to rest. Your closeness to Tony reminds us that the living community brings us both support and pain. Our being part of Whanahia is a reminder of our own human frailty. Let us go in peace and farewell Tony with great love. That brings us to the conclusion of today's service. Thank you for sharing this day with Tony, and for your prayers and for your support, your kindness and your tokens of love. At times like this, we can further reflect on a life that's shared in and with him. I would encourage you to all speak of him openly and freely. Allow him to live on in your memories. Share his favourite beverage from time to time, and eat those bloody Cocoa Pops. You are all welcome to come back to Dominic's house at 15 Livingston Street in Bowen. And as they said, the GoPro will be going. So today we leave here. I leave you with these words. In sunshine and shadows, through calm and stormy days, when life is good and when it's hard, when things are well or when they fall apart, may you know deep in your spirit that Tony is smiling down on you and will always be there. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Don't worry about a thing, 'cause every little thing gonna be alright. Singing, don't worry about a thing, 'cause every little thing gonna be alright. Rise up this morning, smile with the rising sun. Three little birds flew by my doorstep, singing sweet songs of melodies pure and true, saying, "This is my message to you." Singing, don't worry about a thing, 'cause every little thing's gonna be alright. Saying, don't worry about a thing, 'cause every little thing's gonna be alright. Rise up this morning, smile with the rising sun. Three little birds
you.